All right, so today I'm bringing you some really awesomely lazy yoga. I'm like restorative, gentle. This is gonna be just the goal of this class is to not sweat, but to just release any of those lowies and tight spots that you have in your body. So we're gonna begin laying down, we're gonna end laying down, and I don't think there's gonna be one bit of standing involved in this class today. So you'll just need you and your mat. If you want to use a mat, remember that you can just lay on the floor. It's important to always make sure that you're listening to your body. So if something hurts, please stop. Remember to listen to things like zinging pain, or if it's just like a pulling, aching kind of stuff, that's usually okay. We want to make sure that we're getting the best out of each class that we do. So lay down. Like I said, this is good stuff. You don't have to do much getting up. Just lay back and relax. So first things first is I want you just to kind of settle in. Drop your knees a little bit to each side, just kind of feeling it out and listening to how your lower back feels, your core. Try to keep your hands at a level where your shoulders can remain very relaxed. This is going to be like slow-mo today, very slow-mo. Right. Let's go ahead and stop the knees in the center, and let's pull one knee in, just give it a little hug and put it down. You're going to draw the knee in, give it a little squeeze, and put it down. We're just going to keep going with that. You want to exhale as you draw the knee in towards the tummy. Notice where you feel that across the back, front of the hip. Good. Let's do one more for each side. Slow and steady. Good. Let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath with the hands beside you and the shoulders down on the ground, and let's just lift the hips just a little bit up off the ground. Baby bridge, and then down. Little breath in, baby bridge, and down. Because we're just getting started and just getting warmed up, I just want you to lift a little and explore it. And make sure you're tucking the tailbone and really lifting those hips just a little bit more now. All right. Go ahead and lift it again. Real gentle. One more time. Now we may revisit these later. All right, let's pull both knees into the chest. Draw them in close and place your hands right at the knees. We're going to move the knees away from us to arm's distance and then pull them back in gently. So we're going to go away, just at arm's distance, and in. Good. Away and in. One more time. Away and in. All right, let's go ahead and put our feet down on the ground. Take the arms back out into that T position, that low T position. Keep it level with the shoulders or a little below the shoulders. Now our knees are together, our feet are together, and we're going to drop the knees from side to side slowly. Now we did a little kind of loose movement earlier. Now we're going to take it and we're going to go all the way over to one side. Kind of notice the way that feels across the waist. Good, and then take it all the way to the other side, real slow. Pause in the center, and then ease it on over. Feeling that lovely stretch there. Good. Go ahead and come into the center. And we're going to release over. Good. Come into the center. And release over. Starting to feel a little bit looser on the second round, but we're not done. Well, we're going to keep going. So come back into the center. Release to the side. We're keeping these movements slow, gentle, and just letting yourself enjoy it today. Not every class has to be a workout. Let's do one more for each side, and let's pause there for a little bit longer. Reach out with your arms. Now if you'd like to add a neck stretch, look towards the opposite hand. So if your knees are going to the right, your eyes go to the left. If your knees are going to the left, your eyes go to the right. Or you can just stare up at the ceiling. Or stare at the video. It's your choice. All right, let's take one more breath. and gently move it to the other side. I don't want you to stress too much about where to breathe and when to breathe. Just make sure today that you are breathing. Allow the breath to move smoothly without forcing or controlling it. Just relax. Good. We're going to take one more breath. Really appreciate that. Stretch and come back into the center. Okay. Go ahead and loosely open those legs into a little butterfly position and then close them gently. And make any adjustments you need to make sure you're comfortable. So again, inhaling, allowing the hips to release, and exhaling, bringing them back together. Really gentle. Inhaling, open, and exhaling, closed. Good. Inhale, open, and exhale, closed. Perfect. Let's hug one knee in. Just give it a nice squeeze. Roll the ankle. Wiggle the toes. Good. Switch sides. Let's pull the other one in. Hug it. Roll the ankle. Release all that tension. Wiggle the toes if you can. Don't like to wiggle. Go ahead and drop down. Now we're going to move the feet apart so they're about the width of the mat. We're keeping our knees bent. Fine. Make sure you're around the edge of the mat. They don't have to be at the edges. But we're going to drop one knee in and one knee out loosely. Kind of like that twist that we did before with our feet together, but we're going to do it just a little bit here. And you're going to find a stretch in the front of the hip. Now when you do this, you want to pay attention to your kneecap. Okay, so if you feel pulling on the knee, you want to go ahead and change the range of motion and not go too far. Because we want to find a stretch here in the hips, but not necessarily feel any pain in our knee. Okay, so we're just loosely moving with our breath. Taking a deep breath in, taking a deep breath out. Again, gentle, lazy yoga. That's what we're going for. Relaxed. You want to be able to take a nap at the end of this. Now, as I'm filming this, it's first thing in the morning. I've just gotten my cup of coffee, but I'm still sleepy, and this is the best thing to do in the morning to just work out the kinks from the day before. Good. One more. We got to get this knee into the center. And then this feet. Last one. And we're going to come back into the middle. Now we're going to walk the feet closer together. Hug one knee in. And then extend the leg up towards the ceiling. Feeling some tightness in those hamstrings. We're going to bend and extend. Bend and extend. And just like warm up that hamstring. Bend and extend. Good. Bend and extend. All right, we're going to take it up to the top. We're going to hold it up there for just a moment, a few moments. And you're going to go ahead and heel toe, heel toe. Careful not to point your toe too hard and give yourself a foot cramp. We just want to lightly point and flex. Good. Go ahead and put that foot down. Now we're going to switch sides, so we're going to pull the knee in gently. You're going to extend, tight hamstrings, and bend. Extend, and bend. As you're doing this, you're kind of taking stock on how your body's feeling. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that feels tight. You know, you're just listening to your body, its creaks, its pops, its snaps. Good. Let's take it up to the top and hold it there. And let's add that footwork. Heel, toe, heel, toe. Try to relax your shoulders. So just hold on lightly to the thigh. Or if you can do this, you want to do this with your hands down, that's okay. Perfect. I'm going to put that foot down. Good. So our toes are pointing forward, our knees are about 4 inches apart, our feet are about 4 inches apart. We did bridges earlier. I'd like to do a couple more, but I want to make them a bit bigger now that we're warming up. So we pull our shoulders back, eyes on the ceiling. Inhale, lift your bridge a little higher this time and lower down. Good. Inhale, lift and lower. Inhale, lift and lower. Let's pause at the top. Inhale, lift and pause. Walk the shoulders away from the ears. Keep your eyes on the ceiling. Take a couple of deep breaths. Notice the warmth beginning in those thighs. Good. Lower gently down all the way. And we're going to hug both knees into the chest. So draw the knees in and then gently rock right and left. Good. Already starting to feel better. So let's lower the feet down to the ground. Stretch your legs out all the way. Now we're going to raise the hands up over the top of the head, reaching as far as we can. Flex your hands a few times. You can move the ankles, wiggle the toes, and wiggle the fingers. Roll the wrists. Good. Let's go ahead and bring yourself up to a seated position. So we're going to make this transition slow. I want you to roll to your side. Take a moment here. Just kind of listen to the body. It's feeling sleepy. Oh, so sleepy. Bring yourself up. Take a moment to adjust, get a good spot to sit in. If you'd like to sit on top of a pillow, you can sit on top of a pillow. Some of these stretches will be okay sitting on top of a chair too. So for those of my students that need a chair, you can sit on the chair. I'll try not to do too much that you can't do on a chair. So let's start here by rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Keep your posture nice and tall. Okay, if you are seated in a chair, you want your feet flat on the floor. And we're not sitting all the way back in the chair, but we're sitting kind of in the middle of it. So if you do. Good. Let's go ahead and drop those shoulders one last time. Make sure they're nice and pulled back. You're going to take your ear and just drop it over to one side and then roll it around to the other side. And then roll it back. Let's do that a couple times. Yeah, roll it back. Perfect. Bring your head into a neutral position. Now we're going to go ahead and take the hands and bring them up over the top of the head. Reach up as high as you can and then lower the hands down. And remember that you do not have to take your arms all the way up. If you have shoulder issues, you may choose a smaller range of motion. Now we're going to continue with this a few times. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, lowering it down, keeping your body nice and tall. So inhaling up and exhaling down. Perfect. Let's do two more. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up, last one, and exhaling down. Good. I want you to take the hands, it's going to look silly, but place them on your shoulders. I want you to take your elbows, bring them in towards the center, lift it up, and circle them a little round and round. And now we're going backwards. So we lift and circle back. Lift and circle back. Now we'll do one more that direction. And then change the direction. So we're circling forward and then dropping and opening. So we're getting some movement throughout that shoulder area. Good. One more time. Down, back, up, in. Excellent. Drop it down. Shake anything out that needs to be shook out. Remember, it's supposed to be about getting loose today. Okay, getting loose. Let's inhale, raise one arm up over the top of our head, gently reaching over and then releasing down. Keep the range of motion small. We're not trying to bend the entire body all the way over. We're just letting it bend a little. Good. Inhale, up and over. You guys are really going to enjoy this. This is going to be one of your favorite classes because it's so, just hits all the right spots. Good, you'll be able to do this any day, first thing in the morning or right before bed. Excellent. So I'm just keeping these really smooth and steady. Let's do one more. Good. Now we're going to go ahead and get a little twist going. So we're gonna start with a small twist by placing the hands on the elbows, or hands on the shoulders. We're not doing hands on elbows, we're lifting our elbows. And we're gonna just gently rotate our torso right and left. Now I chose this version instead of arms long, because this makes your arms feel heavy after a while. But if you feel more comfortable with that, you can. This is just a little gentle move. Perfect. One more. Now we're going to twist and hold, drop the hands down, and look behind you. Keep your abdominals drawn in and up and your shoulders back and down. Good. Let's go ahead and twist the other direction. Just gently take a moment in the center as you reset, placing the hands down, shoulders back, look over your shoulder. Good, come back into the center. Excellent. All right, so this is going to be a little circle with our body. Now this can be done, again, sitting on the floor, or if you're in that chair, this works the same. You're just going to put your hands on your knees. So place the hands on the knees, and we're going to think about creating a circle with our body. So we're going to go side, front, side, back. Let's change direction. It's side, front, side, back. Now you can make this circle as big as you want to make it, or as small, whatever feels good. Key word there is it should feel good. Good. Around, and then around. Good. Round, and around. Perfect. Go ahead and stop in the center. Relax the shoulders. Take those hands, roll the wrists, and wiggle the fingers a few times. We're going to be moving on to the hands and knees and doing a little bit of work there. So that's our next step. I want you to go ahead and move from your seated position to your hands and knees. Now, hands and knees step, I'm afraid, that does not necessarily work with the chair. So I'm afraid this step is going to be best done on the ground. So those of my chair students, this would be a good part to just skip. You can do some of the moves with your hands on the seat of the chair in a standing position as possible. I will be posting more chair yoga videos soon, so just watch out for those. All right, so hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips, and we're going to rock forward and back real gentle into child's pose. So you're going to stretch it back, and then inhale, come forward again. Good, stretch it back. And inhale, come forward. Good, stretch it back. And inhale forward. Now you're going to take it into your child's pose and just stay there. Just relax. Hips to heels, forehead down. Wiggle and adjust. Get a little deeper down and relax. Now if you're not comfortable with your arms extended, try crossing and laying your head on your hands. Excellent. Return to your hands and knees, please. Hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips, and we round upwards into cat and round downwards into cat. Notice if you're feeling a little tight in the spine, round upwards, round downwards. If you're not comfortable with going down into this position, you just go flat with your back. Round up, round down. Good. Round up, round down. One more time. Round up, round down. Excellent. Rock back to that child's pose. And again, I want you to take about 3 to 5 breaths when you're there. No rush. Try whitening your knees a little and let yourself drop down in between the thighs. And again, hands can be out or Hands can be in, like a little nap. Take one more breath, and then we're going to return to the hands and knees. Come forward. Think about our calves for a moment. So we're going to take one leg back behind us with the toes curled under, and we're just going to gently press. Now we're going to move from side to side, so you're just going to go one and then the other. Notice that little tugging sensation in your calf. Go down and back. Now a stronger version of this is done in downward facing dog, where we lift up into down dog and pedal our heels slowly. So that's an alternative move right now. If you wanted to jump up and, not jump up, lazy yoga. Slowly lift yourself up to down dog and pedal your heels, you could. Simple today. Last one for each side. Now I want you to hold, so the last one for each side that's moving. Now we're going to be holding each one for a couple of breaths. If your hands are kind of migrating forward, go ahead and make sure they stay right underneath. If you've got wrist issues, you could do this down on your forearms. This would be fine. If you want to take the weight off the hands. Right, let's switch sides. Extend that leg back. Hold there. Good. Breathe, enjoy it. Now I don't have any planned for standing today. I don't have any plans for down dog. I really want you to just enjoy the gentleness that we have going on here. Go ahead and drop it down. Now you're going to take one hand and place it in front of the other. And we're going to sit back into that child's pose, but you're going to feel a stretch along the side of the rib cage. So say it's my right hand walking across to the left side. I want you to relax the other arm, put your head down. Good. I want you to come back up. You could have fallen asleep there. It felt so nice. Come back to a neutral position. You're going to switch sides. You're going to place the other hand in front and drop back. Remember that we're here for 3 to 5 breaths. Let's return back to a neutral position. Let's rock back to child's pose, hips to heels. Inhale the body all the way forward. Drop your hips towards the ground. Lift your chest up all the way up to the top. Shoulders back, elbows hugged into the rib cage. And we're going to gently lower down onto our stomach. Now I haven't done this one on video before, but I do it in class. So for those of you guys that take my classes regularly, you'll recognize this one. It's a little bit hard to do because either way I roll, it's going to look funny on camera. So what I want you to do is I'm deciding whether to roll towards the camera or away from the camera first. Put your back hand out. Okay, it's out. Maybe I'll do it this way. Maybe this will make more sense. I'm figuring out all this whole video stuff, so bear with me. Put the arm out. The other hand is going to roll you. Okay, so head down, and you're going to gently roll the leg behind you. Okay? If you don't feel comfortable, you just stack your hips. So the idea is we're getting a stretch here for this arm. Good. Now we're going to be doing this one time for each side, and then we're going to come back to it later. Go ahead and return to your stomach all the way down. Okay, I hope that looked all right. Extend the other arm out, pull it in, and roll. Head down. Okay. Stack your legs or put the leg back. Your choice. Good. Let's go ahead and return to our stomach. Okay. Pull the arms in. I'm going to turn on my mat so I'm back the way I'm supposed to be. Okay. Back here. Now take your hands, reach them back towards your feet. Inhale, lift your head, chest, and hands, and lower gently down. Let's try that again. Inhale up and exhale down. Ideally, you guys will have your forehead on the floor. Inhale up and down. One more time. Inhale up and down. All right, so we're gonna do that move again with the arm out. I'm gonna do it this direction so you guys get a different view. So arm is out. This hand is gonna push you over. And you're gonna gently roll. All right, let's go the other way. Arm out, gently roll. Remember to keep your head down, and you can stack your feet. All right, guys, we are in the final 5 minutes. Can you believe it? Good. Go ahead and gently roll back over. Pull the arm in. Lift yourself all the way up to the top, giving yourself a big stretch up. Shoulders back. Rock back to your child's pose. Hips to heels. Something stuck on my neck. Come up to a seated position. So again, we want to make any adjustments you need to. We're only going to be seated for a moment. We're just going to do a few of these moves again, but holding them. And then we're going to lay down and stay down for the last couple. So I want you to get comfortable. Take a deep breath. Go ahead and inhale, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. One last time, up, back, and down. So let's twist to one side and hold. So rotate, place the hand on the knee and the hand behind you and look back. Now let's switch sides. Go ahead and rotate the other direction. Go ahead and come back into the center. So I want you to take one hand and gently touch the floor, and you're going to tilt your head away from your hands. So we're stretching our neck. So you're going to reach down and then tilt away. You can adjust the placement of your head a little bit if you need to change the stretch. Good. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides. Place the other fingertips on the floor and tilt the head over. And again, adjust where you have your head if you need to. You want it to feel good. Okay, bring your head back into a neutral position. We're going to inhale, raise one arm up over the top of your head and gently lean. I want you to place the hand on the ground, but don't put a lot of weight in it. So we don't want our shoulder shrugged up to our ear. We want our shoulder down. And we're going to lift and lengthen upwards for 3 deep breaths. Good. One more deep breath. And bring it down. Let's switch sides. Reaching up, up and over. Good. Excellent. Remember to relax the shoulder down away from the ear. One more breath. And release. Excellent. Shake anything out that needs to be shook out. Let's bring the bottoms of the feet together. Take a deep breath here. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Place the hands then in front and give yourself just a little bit of lean. Now, gentle. You don't want to curl the body down and try to touch your head to your toes. No, just sit up nice and tall and hinge a little bit at the hips. Again, we're not going crazy with these. We're not going to do the splits. We're not doing anything big. We're just winding down. I want to open up those hips a little bit. We're going to get down to the ground now. We're going to lay down and stay down. Take it all the way down to the floor. Stretch those legs out. Stretch those arms out. Hug that knee in. Just remember, while we're here, we're kind of mentally and physically getting ourselves ready for the end. Go ahead and stretch the legs out. Stretch the arm out. And then hug the other knee in. Go ahead, reach up over the top of your head. Now we're going to hug both knees in. Okay, hug both knees in. Wrap your arms around them. Bring them in close and a little rocking gently from side to side. So here, while you're doing this rocking, I want you to think about your lower back, your hips, and how everything feels now that you're at the end of class compared to the beginning of the class. Little circles with those knees. We're just kind of releasing any last little bit of tension that we were holding on. Good. Go ahead and lower your feet down to the ground. Take your arms out to a T and just tip the knees like we did at the very beginning. We're just lightly doing it again at the end, comparing the beginning of the class to the ending of the class. You should feel a little looser, a little warmer. Good. Go ahead and come into the center. Hug one knee in. Walk the other leg out. Hug the other knee in, switching sides, walk the other leg out. Yes, I know we already did this, but we're doing it again. This is one of those moves that feels good for most people, and doing it a few times is nice for our body. Good. Let's go ahead and walk both feet in, down, and allow the knees to drop open into butterfly. We did a seated butterfly a moment ago. Now we're doing a laying down version, and I just want you to wiggle and adjust and relax those hips. This is such a wonderful class that I couldn't keep it at just 30 minutes. We had to take it a little longer. So I hope you're enjoying the few extra minutes you're getting. Go ahead and take a deep breath and close those knees. Give both knees a hug, nice big hug. If you're a big fan of Happy Baby, that one's where you're going to grab the toes, take the feet a little wide, and we're going to gently hold it here. If you're not a Happy Baby fan, don't worry. Just keep hugging your knees and gently rocking around. Let's go ahead and bring it in for a big hug of the knees and bring it down to the ground. So for your rest today, if you would like to make it a little bit more restorative, you can put a pillow beneath the knees so your legs are sort of supported instead of just laying flat on the ground. Or if you've got your couch or a chair nearby and you wanted to elevate your feet up, you could elevate your feet up. If you have a wall nearby, you could take your legs straight up the wall and spend a little bit of time there. Now, I don't get to stay on the ground and rest with you guys, but you do. So I want you to get comfortable, find your place to stay, and go ahead and pause this and stay there. Allow yourself a longer rest today, maybe 5 minutes instead of 3. Thanks for joining me today. I'll make sure that I bring you more videos and more content. Please like, share, and spread the joy of these lovely little classes with your friends and your family. Thanks.